Yo guys, Codelife here. So in today's video guys, I want to quickly explain why Bugha has now decided to switch over to this specific stretched resolution in 2020. That's right guys, if you did watch Bugha's stream last night, you would have noticed that his game looked a lot different to how it normally looks. What it normally looks like is this on screen, and as most of you know, this is the native Fortnite resolution of 1920 by 1080. However, ever since last night guys, it doesn't look like that anymore, as now Bugha has went ahead and he's changed his resolution to be 1750 by 1080. That right there is a stretched resolution, and it's the reason why most of you may have noticed, one, that his gameplay looked a lot lower in quality than it normally does, and two, you may have also noticed that he now has a lot less field of view, again, than he normally would on a day-to-day basis. Now, as you heard, those are two clear disadvantages, and with those being considered, you all might be thinking right now, why would Bugha want to play a stretched resolution if it makes his game look a lot lower in quality and it makes him lose FOV? Like, why would Bugha want to do that? Well, the reason why is because the benefits of using a stretched res are actually greater than the downsides of using it for many players in the community. I'm not saying everyone, but for many players, like take Martos, Metro, Letwick, and many more, for them the benefits of using a stretched resolution are still relevant and they are still very useful to this day, even though stretched resolution as a whole is nowhere near as good as it used to be. But going back to the current stretched resolution that's currently in the game as we speak, this one isn't as bad as many people make it out to be. Like, it is still very relevant to this day, as a bunch of pros right now in Fortnite are currently using it. And as well as that, we've even got some new pros, like take Bugha for example, that are now only starting to switch over from native. The reason why that is though guys, like the reason why there's pros currently on stretched res and there's new pros coming over to stretched res, it's really because of the advantages that stretched res has. If you didn't know, it has four main ones in my opinion. The first one is the FPS boost. The reason why you get a boost is because since you are lowering your resolution, there's now less pixels on the screen that your computer will need to render in, which in turn will make you gain more FPS, and that will make your game feel a lot more smoother. For the second advantage, the enemy player models will be increased in size. The reason for this is because when you do stretch that X value, your game will actually stretch the player models along with it. So the more stretch you go, like the lower you go in that X value, the fatter the player models will be in game. However, do keep in mind that the hitboxes for these player models will remain the same on any resolution. Those unfortunately do not get any bigger. And for the third advantage, this is the look of your character. For this one, it's been quite well known in the community for a while now that some players, like Martos for example, they actually really like the look of their character or their skin that they're using on certain stretched resolutions. I know it does sound pretty weird, but when you do change your resolution, it does change the way your character looks. And for the fourth and final advantage, this one is the change of feel. What I mean by the change of feel here guys is the fact that you're changing something you've been used to and built muscle memory up for a while. Like if we take Bugha for example, he's been playing on native for ages now. He's essentially fully adjusted to that resolution and built up all that muscle memory for it. However, now that he has changed that resolution, it's triggered a change in his brain that he's not used to before, as he was used to native resolution. So what this means is his brain now has to adapt to this new change that he's not used to. So now it's one, a lot more stimulated as it's something new and it needs to figure it out, and two, it means that it does have to overall adapt to this new resolution. I know this sounds really weird and it might be a bit too in-depth guys, but overall with any sort of change in your life to like routine or habit or whatever, this is essentially what goes on in your brain. Like your brain is just sort of adapting to this new change, and it really can be positive. It might not be positive to everyone, as sometimes it can make people play worse, like take keybinds for example, those sometimes need adjusting to. But for things like resolutions and even sensitivity changes, like take Mongrel for example, when he does change his sense by like 0.1, those little micro changes can sort of give your brain that little refresh and break the bad habits that you have. Like think of it as being stale and not learning anything new. You just flick a switch, you change something up like a resolution, and boom, before you know it, you're no longer in that sort of like autopilot state, as you're now trying to figure out this new res, and that can make you play better. But yeah guys, I know my explanation isn't the best, but I'm hoping you all know what I mean. But those really are essentially all the benefits benefits of why Bugha has decided to switch over to a stretched resolution. I do mainly think it was because of that fourth one, like the change, so he might not last very long using a stretched resolution. Like next week he might go back to native. It is all good though, as that's all he really needs is just a little change in his gameplay. Like, I'm not joking guys, these little micro changes, may it be in your Fortnite sensitivity or in your Fortnite res, they can go a really long way and they can break you out of that autopilot habit. Like, for real guys, I do recommend that you all change your Fortnite resolution if you do think that that benefit or any of the other advantages that I've mentioned will suit you. If you do want to change your resolution and you don't know how to, it's all good guys, as I have got a tutorial on that and I'll leave it in the description below. But yeah guys, that is all I've got for today. If you did enjoy this video or found it helpful, be sure to let me know by leaving a like on this video, subscribing to the channel if you are new, and using Codelife or code Bugha in the Fortnite item shop when you do purchase any skins. By doing that guys, you'll be helping us both out a ton and it really would be appreciated. And yeah, I hope to see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.